In the headlines, Police Welfare Association upset over salary and insurance matters. Head of the Catholic Church, Bishop Gabriel Malzer, lends support to disaster preparedness plans. And the Caribbean Chambers of Commerce wants extension on a waiver that allows Caribbean countries to benefit from the Caribbean Basin Economic Recovery Act. I am Andrea Louis with the Channel 5 News. Back with the details after this.
Here are some tips to reduce mosquito presence in and around your home. Keep water storage containers properly covered. Remove containers that can collect water from your surroundings. Keep garbage bins tightly covered. Pick up your litter and remove all tires from your yard. Keep gutters free of leaves and twigs to prevent stagnant water. Prevent Zika, dengue, and chikungunya. Fight the bite. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
This message is supported by Flow.
Thank you for staying with us. First up, the Police Welfare Association will hold a meeting of the general membership this Friday to chart the way forward as it expresses dissatisfaction with government's response to its request for a salary increase. Chairperson of the PWA, Jefferson Drago, told the media on Tuesday the request to negotiate a salary increase for the 2018-2021 triennium was sent to government on the first week in May. However, the response received on 14th May did not pave the way for the two parties to meet, but rather just acknowledge receipt of the proposal.
We have a concern with that, in that we believe at least a letter stating inviting us to a meeting, telling us what you're offering at least. We're expecting that. Come to the table at least. Explain to us, because whether what we are asking is too much or whether we're asking is too little, at least meet us halfway and let us know what is going on.
The standstill on salary negotiations is not the only grievance being experienced by the PWA. The issue of an upgraded insurance plan is also up for discussion.
The government went to Parliament and they amended Section 10 of the Act titled Police Medical Insurance. And as you know, you will have heard that we commended them for doing so, or for so doing. However, since the Act was amended, we have not heard from them since. Ever since the Act was amended, police officers have a lot of difficulty with CLICO. Cannot get the refunds. When they go to doctors not accepting the insurance forms and so on, and they're very concerned.
The third major problem which will be brought to the fore is accommodations for police.
We are finding that the administration and the government is very tardy when it comes to the question of accommodation for police officers. When you look at places like the Special Service Unit, the Traffic Department, the Maho Police Station, Cooley Police Station, and many others, Sally Bear, these stations and sections need urgent attention. These are where the officers live. That's where they live, that's where they eat, that's where they drink. So the accommodation needs to be improved urgently.
The PWA meeting on Friday is scheduled to begin at 3 p.m. In other top stories, Bishop of Roseau, Gabriel Malzer, is appealing to Dominicans to make prayer an integral part of the disaster preparedness plan this year. Bishop Malzer says Tropical Storm Erica and Hurricane Maria are reminders that we can never be overprepared. This week is designated Disaster Preparedness Week by the Office of Disaster Management.
I join the Office of Disaster Management in encouraging all to make a plan, which includes evacuation options, a family communication plan, and specific needs in your household, such as food, drinking water, medical supplies, and to secure your home and property in the case of disaster. But above all, it is imperative that we maintain a constant disposition of prayer.
His Lordship is calling on all Christians to include in their individual or collective time of worship prayer to avert any form of disaster. In more developments, the Caribbean Chambers of Commerce has officially written to the United States International Trade Commission requesting the extension of acts which affect trade operations in the region. According to Lizra Fabian, chairperson of CARICHAM, the request deals specifically with the Caribbean Basin Economic Recovery Act, CIBERA, and the Caribbean Basin Trade Partnership Act, CBTPA.
This communication was submitted on behalf of the Chambers of Commerce who are beneficiary countries to these acts, which are Antigua and Barbuda, the Bahamas, Barbados, Belize, Dominica, Grenada, Guyana, Haiti, Jamaica, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Suriname, and Trinidad and Tobago. The Caribbean Basin Trade Partnership Act is due to expire in September 2020, and the World Trade Organization waiver is due to expire in December 2019. The Chambers of Commerce from these beneficiary countries have requested that the U.S. government gives favorable consideration to an extension of these acts, and this is in light of the importance of these acts to many Caribbean industries.
Fabian says suggestions were also made on how to modify these acts for the Caribbean countries to reap more benefits.
The framework has undoubtedly contributed to the sustainability of key industries in the Caribbean, such as fisheries, agriculture, agro-processed goods, energy products, textiles, and others. And also, the preferences obtained have contributed to economic sustainability, growth, employment, poverty reduction in several Caribbean small open economies. Additionally, the beneficiary chambers have also requested that consideration be given to the expansion of the existing framework to promote trading services, transfer of technology, investment, and improve collaboration between chambers of commerce. We really believe that this submission will strengthen the advocacy of our region in the extension and possibly expansion of this act.
The 2014 general elections happened 5 years ago, and the results in the Newtown constituency were not what the DLP expected when veteran Ambrose George lost to Joshua Francis. The former parliamentary representative for Newtown constituency revisited the issue at the launching of Shakira Lockhart Hippolyte on Sunday.
Many of us were shocked and disappointed. Some of us have not recovered. Some of us have expressed regrets, and some of us have even confessed, brothers and sisters, and are now trying to right the wrong. And what really came out most prominently when we did our analysis after the elections is that we found out that 800 Laborites did not go to vote, brothers and sisters, in the Roseau South constituency. That is why we lost. That is why we lost the election in 2014. And mark you, that shall never happen again, brothers and sisters. Labour! The message I want to leave with you people in Roseau South in particular. You must go out to vote on election day. Go out to vote on election day, brothers and sisters. You must vote to win an election.
You are watching the Channel 5 News. Stay tuned for more after the break.
HIV positive or have an STI, having unprotected sex with multiple partners puts them in grave danger. You will expose every partner and their present and future partners to HIV or another STI. Use a condom every time you have sex. You can live a productive life even if diagnosed with HIV. Remember, early detection is key to your survival. Be responsible, protect yourself and others. Help stop the spread of HIV and other STIs.
Welcome back. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit has strongly endorsed the DLP's candidate for the Roseau South constituency, Shakira Lockhart-Hippolyte, saying that she is a self-motivated woman on a mission to transform the Roseau South constituency. Mr. Skerrit has encouraged constituents to give Shakira Hippolyte the opportunity to represent them in Parliament.
She displays the character of the people we need in public life today. She is honest. She is trustworthy, ladies and gentlemen. She is competent and she is inspired. Shakira Lockhart is determined to make a positive difference in the lives of the people of the Roseau South constituency. I need Shakira to work with Joseph Isaac, with Dr. Irving McIntyre and Melissa Skerrit in transforming the communities of Roseau.
He believes Mrs. Hippolyte is the right fit for the Newtown constituency.
Shakira Lockhart was not dragged into politics. She burst through the doors of the Dominican Labour Party and declared she wanted to serve and to serve the people of Roseau South. She was not unemployed, ladies and gentlemen. She is the bursar of the State College and she's prepared to leave her job to come to represent the people of Roseau South, to serve them, ladies and gentlemen.
In related news, Labour Party candidate for the Roseau South constituency, Shakira Lockhart-Hippolyte, is assuring her constituents that no one will be left behind in her plans for development of the constituency.
Lockhart says being in opposition does not deter those who are passionate about helping others from doing so.
After Maria, I walk the streets, sometimes on my own, to learn everyone's story and figure out how I could assist. Contrary to the excuses my opponent makes about not helping people because he's in opposition, I am proof that if you love people and if you want to help them, you will find a way to do it. So when I am elected, we shall move from street to street, lane to lane, yard to yard, block to block, and house to house to further improve the standard of living of every resident of this constituency.
Lockhart says she has always had a desire to help improve the lot of others, and this is her opportunity to do this on a larger scale.
I stand here today and humbly present myself as the Labour Party candidate for the Roseau South constituency. And I say with no fear of contradiction that I am here because you, the people of Roseau South, want me to provide the representation this constituency lacked for the past 5 years. Brothers and sisters, we need representation that is strong and effective. We need representation that has the capacity for clear thought. We need representation that is focused, competent, genuine, and God-fearing to make a meaningful difference in the lives of you, the people.
Flo Dominica has embraced local number portability with the view that this policy will redound to the benefits of mobile customers.
Cable and wireless Flo has been in the Dominica market since the 1930s, and the company's position is that competition is always good for the customer. Number portability puts the power in the hands of the customer, who can now switch providers without having to give up their mobile number. But the journey has been long, and it took a lot of effort from a number of stakeholders to make it happen.
Absolutely. It required a significant amount of investment, both in terms of cash resources to get the network, fit for purpose. It required a lot of man hours as well to reconfigure networks, to have all our resources, particularly our customer-facing resources, properly trained for it. But at the end of the day, it is an important step that would have been led or initiated by ECTEL. And again, we pride ourselves on being an entity, a telecommunications provider that believes strongly that anything that benefits customers and benefits competition in our region, I think, is significant, and is something that we will always, not significantly, but always support.
With the introduction of mobile number portability, is it possible for someone to try to game the system, basically trying to switch providers to avoid paying their bills?
With postpaid customers, there's a question of maybe billing, and one would want to think that you would want to guard against someone having a postpaid plan with another provider, and then maybe working up a huge bill, and then wanting to run away from that bill and then come into another provider. So there are checks and processes we go through. All our networks are synced up, and the number portability process allows us to have some level of syncing between the two networks. And so if that is the case, meaning that a customer is trying to escape billing obligations from one provider, once you attempt to do it on the other network, it's not going to be processed.
In switching to Flow Dominica, all that's required is a photo ID and a SIM card in a working handset. Porting takes between 5 and 10 minutes.
And the Chief Cultural Officer Raymond Lawrence is praising the 2019 Domfesta celebrations as a success.
The Dominica Festival of Arts Domfesta celebrations ran from late April to the 1st of June and culminated with the Domfesta Song Contest, which was won by Janae Jackson. During the activities, Dominicans were treated to art exhibitions, film displays, and other expressions of art and culture. Among the new features to the Domfesta celebrations were a musical written by Pearl Christian and a play written and directed by Steve Hyacinth. Chief Cultural Officer Raymond Lawrence says these elements added a new dimension to Domfesta celebrations.
I thought those were special highlights there as well in the DIFA end of year concert, which was another highlight of the Domfesta. And in it there were two special features, one a musical by Pearl Christian, Song of the Cicero, and also an excerpt from the ballet Coppelia, which was directed by our ballet teacher Rebecca Warthen. But what was very heartening at the same time was that this year we registered the highest number of students ever with DIFA, 189 students in the 7 years of existence of DIFA. So that was quite a landmark and a moment of celebration. We're hoping that it can continue to grow from strength to strength.
Lawrence says with the Domfesta and the DIFA programs, the future of arts and culture in Dominica look promising.
I must say it is encouraging to see a lot of young people involved. Just to take an example, the majority of the students at the Dominica Institute for the Arts are young people. And then when you look at our independence celebrations as an example, with all the performances of the traditional dances and the competitions, and so the majority of the performers are young people. And you also see them very present in Carnival with some of the school bands and things like that, and Domfesta, where you had a number of young people involved as well in the various aspects of Domfesta. So that part of it is encouraging.
Domfesta 2019 was celebrated under the theme Building Community Through Culture. The next big event being organized by the Cultural Division is the Golden Drum Awards.
Here are some tips to reduce mosquito presence in and around your home. Keep water storage containers properly covered. Remove containers that can collect water from your surroundings. Keep garbage bins tightly covered. Pick up your litter and remove all tires from your yard. Keep gutters free of leaves and twigs to prevent stagnant water. Prevent Zika, dengue, and chikungunya. Fight the bite. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
This message is supported by Flow.
To end the news, the headlines again. Police Welfare Association upset over salary and insurance matters. Head of the Catholic Church Bishop Gabriel Malzer lends support to disaster preparedness plans this year. And the Caribbean Chambers of Commerce wants extension of a waiver that allows the Caribbean countries to benefit from the Caribbean Basin Economic Recovery Act. Feel free to contact us at news.marpin2k4.com. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Andrea Louis, and to all of our viewers around the world, thank you so much for watching. Join us next time.